I really want to know how this doesn't make me superior. Can somebody let me know? You can't.
Place. To me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people.
Always be there for you whenever you need me.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And if you cannot tell by the title, we are going to talk about how, women are superior. And I've been knew that. I've been telling y'all that, but now we got the proof, okay? And I know people are going to still try to gaslight us, which is kind of interesting, but let's get right into the video. So, what prompted me to even making this episode was scrolling on TikTok and finding out that there is a new study that dropped. Oh, don't we love studies? Because we also understand and we know that because of patriarchy and misogyny, no one ever really cared to do any research on women in the medical industry, in medicine, etc. So there's a lot of things that we still do not know, all thanks to men. The city of California and San Francisco just gave us this new article with all this great new information. And we're going to dissect that, okay? They uploaded this article October 9th. October 9th. This literally not too long ago, babe. Not too long ago. So a new imaging technique was able to show scientists that we in fact have an entire ecosystem in our uterus that determines how eggs mature and how ovaries age. Duh. I mean, let me calm down. We literally give birth. Why wouldn't there be an ecosystem in our uterus? Let's get into it. After studying nearly 100,000 mice and human cells, they identified 11 major cell types found in ovaries, including Gila, I don't know how to pronounce that. This was a surprise because this specific cell, Gila, I'm going to say Gila, is a cell associated with nerves found in the brain. Is there a cell nerve that's found in the brain that can be found in a man's penis? I don't think so. They also found, because the Gila is not the one and only cell that they found that can also be found in the brain. They also found the same nerves that are involved in fight or flight responses. I'm gonna ask again. Is there a cell that is involved in the fight or flight responses that can be found in a man's penis? I don't think so. Apparently, the cell that is found in our ovaries that is associated with the flight or fight response become more dense with age. So that basically means the older women become, the more of that fight or flight cell can be found in their uterus. So me, that is 25, I have less of those cells in my uterus versus my mother. She definitely has a lot more. Basically, okay, I'm gonna say this slower because from the beginning of time, men have really tried to project this idea that when women get older, they become less worthy. And I just said the cell that is associated with the fight or flight response is also found in our ovaries, right? And they also multiply as women get older. You want to know something very important about this cell that multiplies as women get older? These nerves help eggs grow. Can somebody explain to me how if something that would help eggs grow multiply as I get older, how in the entire figgity fuck would that mean that women become less valuable? Last time I checked, men's sperm begin to decline at the age of 30. Nothing multiplies after 30. Y'all lose hair, sperm becomes weak, y'all lose the muscles, y'all oftentimes lose the common sense that y'all kind of a little bit had. Like, y'all just continue to kind of deteriorate. So y'all were projecting that idea onto women's because that's what y'all do. But let's continue. And this study is actually going to create a domino effect to launch other studies that can help with ovarian aging, especially with different types of diseases that can accompany women that go through menopause. Finding this out, the fact that we have all these different cells in our ovaries, can in fact help us in the long run. Now, what exactly can be found in the penis that can help y'all in the long run? Right. I'm going to say a quote. Directly from Eliza Gaylord. She has a PhD. Something that a lot of y'all don't have. She got a PhD. I'm going to read the quote. The fountain of youth may actually be the ovary. Oh! When can somebody tell me if the penis is the fountain of youth? This is not funny, but I love this. Oh my God. Not women naturally have the fountain of youth in our ovaries. Anyways, let me finish reading the quote. Let me calm down. The quote says, the fountain of youth may actually be the ovary. Delaying ovarian aging could promote healthier aging overall. Awesome, right? That is awesome. Again, obviously, like I always do, linking the articles down below. Quick read if you care. It is really scientific. I hate science, okay? I hate science. I hate math. But this was very enlightening considering that I'm a woman. And I just found out some new things about myself and about women that are older. And I honestly, finding this out, like this article made me excited to age. I've always kind of been like, I've never really been scared of like getting older. Really don't care. I'm actually excited about getting older, but now that I know that I basically got an ecosystem in my ovaries, I'm up, bro. I'm up and I'm stuck. Now let's really get into it, y'all. Let's really get into it. And this next article that I'll be referencing is titled, "The Choice of Sperm is Entirely Up to the Egg." So why does the myth of racing sperm exist? So from the beginning of time, like always, men have gaslit us into believing that because they're men and they lead, even their sperm leads. Even when they ejaculate, their sperm is some kind of runner man that just swims through the ovaries and finds an egg and then gets on the egg and penetrates the egg and now there's a baby. That's not how this works, baby boy. That's not how this works. So let's talk about how it actually works. Eggs, like the eggs that's inside of a woman, the eggs that can only be found in women, choose sperm. So if you happen to be with someone and y'all are trying to get pregnant and it's not happening, maybe it's the man's fault. Wait, actually 99.9% of the time, it's the man's fault. Eggs choosing the sperm is literally a basic biological fact. But because men are so misogynistic, they refuse to accept that as true. I'm not going to use all these scientific terms because I'm just going to put them on the screen because I cannot pronounce these words. But the egg has women's eggs, my fellow women, our eggs basically have a thick protein coat that protects the cell. So this coat, okay, we're going to call her Zona P. Shout out to Zona P. Zona P chemically grabs the sperm, tests it, and either accepts it or rejects it. I really want to know how this doesn't make me superior. Can somebody let me know? You can't. What I loved about this article is the fact that they also highlighted, yes, eggs choosing sperm is a basic biological fact, but it was founded, like this was discovered in the 1980s, and for the past 20, 30 plus years, they kept on discovering this phenomenon that eggs choose the sperm. They just kept on discovering it. Bro, y'all, look, the sooner we accept that women kind of are superior, no, scratch kind of. The sooner we accept that women are superior, we're better, we are. I feel like the world will become a better place. No. I know that the world will become a better place. This article used different examples of different articles pushing that idea that, oh my God, this is a newfound discovery, although it was discovered in the 1980s, bro. Like, my eggs choose the sperm. If I'm not pregnant, maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's your fault, bro. Now, men's biological clock. Men in their early 30s carry disease-causing mutations, which continue to rise as they get older. Let's go back. Let me rewind that. Because I said that when women get older, the cells that help eggs grow multiply. But men, at the tender young age of 30, their sperm starts having disease-causing mutations, and then after the young age of 30, it continues to multiply. How in the fuck does that make y'all superior? Y'all have disease-causing mutations in y'all penises. Meanwhile, I got an ecosystem. And I got cells that can be found in the brain in my ovaries. What about you? I just love that this article came to be because, again, me scrolling on TikTok, doom scrolling, and finding this out, obviously I'm going to have to fact check it. And obviously it came to be true. And there's a reason why research for women is little to none. All of this is a lot deeper than we can imagine, is what I will say. The system of patriarchy has done a very good job at trivializing childbirth. The idea of patriarchy has done a really good job at making anything that women, or that is primarily pertaining to women, the system of patriarchy has done a really good job at making it seem unimportant. And because of that, nobody really cared to do any research on anything. But the idea that men successfully created a system where they downplay childbirth is kind of insane. Like, this is why I genuinely feel like men are inherently dumb, because it's like, how do you make childbirth small? Like, how do you make the process of an embryo growing into a full baby, growing into a full human being, how do you turn that into something that's just a woman thing? I mean, yeah, it's just a woman thing, but obviously that the undertones of that is very clearly an insult. And it's like, the fact of the matter is, a man's penis is useless. That's the that's the truth. There's nothing useless about a woman. I don't want to hear well, you won't be able to make a baby without a sperm, and you won't be able to have a baby without a uterus, or an ovary, or an egg, or a womb. There is nothing in a man's biological system that can assist or create life. Nothing other than that weak ass sperm. Meanwhile, there's so many things that is involved in our biological system that we just don't know. We're still learning. And obviously, the more research that will come out, the more we will see that women are, in fact, superior. Honestly, the simple fact that men have successfully trivialized childbirth is the reason why we are in the predicament we are right now. And I feel like men, they've done a really good job at doing that, to where it's like they even separate childbirth from themselves. Like it's like they don't register that I was once an embryo and I was once in a womb and I had to come out of 2 vagina lips. If it wasn't for a woman, I literally wouldn't be able to spew this misogynistic bullshit. Can we be serious? Can we be for real? Can we be for real? Okay, y'all, this was a very short episode, but it was a very important episode because this is just the beginning of my little Men Suck series. There will definitely be a one more episode that I have planned for y'all, talking about how men are really inherently just not leaders. Men are not worthy. Men are not biologically superior. They are not capable. They are incoherent. They are a little dumb. They stink for real. Like I could go on and on and on, but I'd rather turn that into an intellectual conversation, because then when I back it up with facts, can't nobody say I'm lying. So yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned in to Intellectual Bad Gal, because I have a lot of topics, a lot of episodes that I plan on dropping. And let me know in the comments what you guys think about this newfound research. I love this. I love it. And the fact that even in the first article that I referenced, when they were basically talking about this study kind of ignited for this study kind of started a domino effect for more studies to be done on ovaries and the uterus and eggs and things like that. Like, I'm excited for the future and see exactly what new studies come out and what else we learn about our bodies, because we're just too ignorant on our own bodies. Doctors don't know a goddamn thing. Please don't get me started on that. There's a book that I need to read, Medical Apartheid or something like that. I forget the name of it, but talking about basically the history of medicine and all of that and how it suppressed women. I definitely will be reading that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure y'all stay tuned in to Intellectual Baddie. And yeah, I'm going to end this video with nothing but peace and love, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.